just said that story is. Go ahead. What did you say, Shlomi?
I didn't say I support Bibi. I support the country. And if you ask me if for changing Bibi, I don't see anyone else that can do something better than what he's doing. And that's why I'm telling you, don't go and see the Israeli media, because the Israeli media is the Israeli media. But people are forgetting that during these 2 years, Bibi did a lot of good things for this country, saved us from a lot of horrors and enemies that are coming to consume us and eat us from everywhere, every direction. He freed me. He signed for my operation. He signed for Louis and the other guy operation. He signed for another operation in the start of the war. He released 200 hostages. Yeah, I know that some of them died in the beginning and in the last couple of months, not couple, the last 7 months. There was a deal in the last half a year already. And yes, we lost a lot of people from the military pressure and everything. And since then, we are trying not to lose, and we see it. And he did everything that he can to release the most hostages that he can, and that's the way I see it. Because if not, and if he didn't care, like I said, he will do in the 8th of October what I said, and that's it.
Wow, he did a lot for the hostages, Shlomi, if you really think about it. And people are like not giving the credit where it's due. You know, it's crazy to me. I really think it's crazy.
You know, if the Red Cross and the world and the governments came together on October 8th and everybody stopped and demanded a return of the hostages would have all been back on October 8th. But you have seen from the very onslaught, the 6:30 in the morning on October 7th, well, 6:30 my time, I don't know. But from the onslaught, you have seen opposition to Israel, even as Israelis were being murdered and their blood was spilled all over the country. You see people celebrating and calling for a free Palestine. Well, it's just insane to me. But I don't know what I was saying. Oh yeah, that if the world was serious about having the hostages come home, and if they had acted on October 8th, we wouldn't be here. And so I think a lot of people are, Bibi didn't do this, Bibi didn't do that, the Israeli government didn't do this, ceasefire talks, Qatar, blah, 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 blah. Where was the action immediately after? Like everybody, from the get-go, it was a denial. It was a denial of the sexual violence and the rape and as a tool of war. I mean, it just from the get-go, there was a denial. So I also put a lot of blame and a lot of responsibility on the failure of the quote-unquote first world, the Western world, the liberal world, the one that we say has democracy and all these values, blah, 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 blah. I think it's bullshit, because I think the UN was in Gaza. The Red Cross was in Gaza already. It's not like they had to come in from outside. They were already fucking there. They were already there. I don't know. I think you guys or people like Buttercup tend to focus in on Bibi and the Israeli government, and there's a lot of responsibility here. A lot.
So I really think we need to have more love for each other and more tolerance of diverse points of view within the Jewish diaspora community, Yael. And I hope that, in my community, we try to tolerate, we understand people are very emotional about the situation in Israel. And I think we could be a little more tolerant of people who have different opinions. It's just to be slandered it really hurts me.
Are you talking about yourself right now?
No, to hear you guys slander me for hours and hours. All I do is want to engage with you.
Right now, I just did this whole monologue about how the hostages were brought home, and the first thing you do is like, wow, you really hurt my feelings, and we have to be more compassionate with it. What the fuck is wrong with you?
The Jews need to come together and be kind to each other. Be kind to each other.
How
Be kind.
Response. How are you?
Jews are strong when they're kind to and loving to each other.
Okay, Buttercup, I'm not playing the game. Stop censoring yourself. I'm not playing this game.
Jews are kind when they're kind to each other.
Buttercup, can you recite the Shema Yisrael? Can you recite the whole prayer?
Harry, you don't know what Kol Nidre is. Don't tell me. Don't
I
quiz me
know
on my Jewish
perfectly.
name.
You're the one that said it sounded like Kol Nidre, not me. That's what you do.
You've never heard
You
of.
said the Shema
You've never heard of like the
Yisrael.
Jewish prayers. Don't quiz me on my Jewishness.
I haven't. Yeah, I actually have. I've heard many Jewish prayers before.
Mazel
Actually, pretty much
tov.
all of them.
Wow.
But I want you to recite the Shema Yisrael for us, please. Go ahead.
That's not good.
So, Buttercup, are you finished with violent resistance?
I say to the people like this guy Amir and the people there, this sentence, and let's see how they will react. Okay? Tell them until our people are not back home, I don't really care what's going on inside of Gaza. Can you do that? Buttercup?
I should tell them I don't care what's going on in Gaza.
Yeah, until my people are not back home, I don't care what's going on there. I really don't care. I don't understand why you really care what's going on inside of Gaza until your people are
Because she
not
hates
back home.
Israel. That's why.
Because I don't think more death is going to bring them home. I think there was a plan on the table that would have brought them home and could have prevented many children from losing their parents and their arms and their legs and being orphaned. It's just
Maybe they shouldn't have started October 7 in the
the
first place.
children didn't start October 7. They're children, okay? Children are innocent.
Yeah, don't worry.
16,000 dead
They'll start
children.
the next October 7th. Don't worry. The children, the same ones that go to the death terrorist
That's a
camps?
genocidal sentiment, Harry.
And I can show you plenty of evidence and videos of them. They brag about it and advertise it all online.
Can we be a little more loving? This is the coexistence room.
No, it's not about being loving. It's about being factual, Buttercup.
But you just bring hatred everywhere you walk into.
And facing that's not hatred. That's reality, Buttercup. I'm sorry.
Guys,
maybe you need to face it.
Shlomi, I'm coming from a place of love. I love my people, and that's why I'm engaging here, and I love Israel, and I just have a different point of view. That's it.
So your point of view is you believe in violent resistance against the Jewish people, correct? Or do you
Stop misrepresenting what I said, Norman.
No, I'm not. Well, please correct me. How did you put it?
Yeah, how did you put it, Buttercup?
We had a conversation about whether Hamas serves the Palestinian cause. And I said it doesn't serve the Palestinian cause. And there are people in the room
I'm not
said
talking
it
about
does.
that quote. I'm talking about when you said, I'm not opposed to violent resistance to oppression.
Wait. If you say that Hamas is not
Serving the Palestinian.
Yeah, if you say that, so why
I'm against Hamas. I think they're against
So why are you against Israel?
But you're in favor of violent resistance.
Shlomi, I support them getting Hamas. I support conquering Hamas. I support decimating Hamas and exiling the leaders.
What do you want from us? Like you are slapping yourself in the face. Like
No, you can do that without killing without starving out children. You could have stopped the war a year ago. Says military leaders, not me.
You feel that
But how
violence
Hamas will go if we stop the war a year ago?
Sorry, they said you exile the leaders. There was a plan to bring the PA in and do a plan for day after.
But Hamas didn't agree for that.
They did.
Like, there is no other side that we need to look at them.
There is another side, Shlomi.
That.
Shlomi, I've only called Hamas a genocidal death cult. I've never said anything nice about them.
It's irrelevant to what he's talking about.
I know, but I have a feeling I'm being maligned here. Everyone's calling me a Hamasnik.
Nobody said you're Hamas. Did anybody say that?
Norm keeps telling me I
You
support
love playing victim card, my God.
I want to understand the workings of your mind. I'm quoting you.
I really try to understand what it is. From one side, you say that Hamas are not doing anything good for the cause. From that one side. From the other side, you say that a year ago we should have stopped the war, but if we stopped the war a year ago, Hamas are still in power and they are still not serving the cause of the Palestinians. So what do you want? To stop the war or to serve the Palestinian cause? Because if you are one that claims that wants peace in the world and that no one will suffer and all of this, if you say that you want to end the Palestinian suffer from Hamas because it's not helping the cause, then from the other side you said there was a deal and Hamas are still in power, you are still
you see,
keeping
you think it's a contradiction. I understand. You think it's a contradiction.
Yeah. I don't think
I
it
think
is
the picture, the picture you give is not accurate. According to my knowledge, according to many experts that I heard, there was a possibility long time ago, maybe a year ago, to reach a deal and remove Hamas from power in Gaza. It was possible to achieve. But
Hamas said yes.
Who's gonna physically remove them, Igal?
Hamas said yes, Igal. Don't lie. Hamas said yes.
I can give you a sources for this. According to my, I heard it. I know it.
Who physically removed them?
Hamas said yes.
Yes, for the end of the war, they were ready to enter the war and to be replaced as a governing power in Gaza.
But they're still in power.
But they didn't want to give up their weapons.
That's true.
They didn't want to give up their weapons, so it's the same thing.
But
It
they
doesn't
were
change anything. They're
They're
still the governing
and
power in
also,
Gaza.
which is not as important. They were ready in this deal. In this deal, they were ready to release all our
but they are
hostages.
still in power. And
But
Palestinians,
this
it's
deal
not a
could
big
be
for them,
reached.
and it's not
According
a
to
big
many
for us.
experts, this deal could be reached, and all the hostages could be
Part of the deal was for them to give up their arms as well, and they didn't want to do that. So it was on them. It wasn't on Israel, Igal.
The same.
It was on them.
Stop yelling.
The issue is that this deal will happen sooner or later. The same deal which could be reached a year ago will happen soon, sooner or later. Same deal.
At a higher cost. At a higher cost.
There's no more deal
For
gonna
the
be
higher
reached.
cost, for the higher cost of our soldiers, for the higher cost of our hostages, and for the much higher cost of the situation, international situation. All this costs us because of political reasons. This all happened because some faction in our government did not want to enter the war.
Brother Igal.
This is the sad truth.
Brother
This is the truth.
Brother Igal, the Hamas said they were going to commit October 7th 1,000 times, and they're not going to give up their guns. So it was part of the deal that they're not going to do that anymore, do you think?
Hamas will not rule Gaza. Military capacity is reduced by 90%.
A year ago.
A year ago, yes, a year ago.
You think they were
Exactly,
reduced
yes,
90% a
yes.
year ago?
Yes, I heard it from many experts. Yes.
So we're fighting
Yes.
10% of them now? For years?
Yes.
I understood that they reconstituted themselves. That they're always getting new fighters. They're training the young ones to do this. Don't you hear the same?
This war we can continue forever the way it's going now.
Well, we can continue forever, or we can have a definitive victory.
But we are losing a lot. We could end this war with victory, military and politically, many months ago. But we are losing now politically, economically, and losing hostages and soldiers because of our extremely stupid fascist.
I love you as a Jew, but I disagree with you on this matter.
In the chat, I posted a video of dozens of current and former military and intelligence officials in Israel who say the war could have been ended. It was everything that could be accomplished has been accomplished.
I
and the war is
want to ask you something, Buttercup. Do you believe an accomplishment is to get back all the hostages?
Don't ask Buttercup anymore anything.
I agree.
How
could it be accomplished if there's still hostages?
These are the people of Kaplan, like Igal, Amos, and this is the same set of mind. And this set of mind I'm not dealing with when I'm in the room. They can stay down. And if you want to talk with them, I'm leaving.
We'd rather talk to you.
The rescued hostage censors her, saves the room.
Did you want to ask anything? Or did Shlomi leave? He already said goodnight.
I don't see it. I hope it didn't.
Maybe he had enough. Oh, here he is back.
And enough with this kind of people.
Okay, Shlomi.
Shlomi,
We're happy to have you back.
I want you everybody to meet a sweet friend of mine.
I'm trying to be nice. I'm coming, and in the end, I get the same feeling that I get from Amos, telling me you should be ashamed of yourself. You didn't go and shake Trump's arm to tell him release the hostages. You should go and demonstrate. And this kind of things that they think that is helping for the hostages. They say when we are demonstrating and putting this power on our government, they will raise the price. Definitely they will raise the price. Eventually, they are looking at us every moment and see what we are going through. And every time in Gaza, when we saw in Al Jazeera, the demonstration, they said it's not enough, it should be bigger. It's helping our cause. And you don't understand that. That's what they were telling us as hostages. It's not enough people. It should be bigger. Should be bigger and bigger. And you come and make us look weak and care about who is starving or not starving in Gaza when my friends are still in captivity and other people that I don't know personally are really starved. Yeah? And come and say that we need to end this war because people are starving in Gaza or this or this or this. What a crap. Go check. The military in Israel wants to conquer all of Gaza. They want to end this, try to release the hostages. They are eager to do it. This is the set of mind of the real people in Israel, not the minority that you see on the media. Stop making make us look weak in this world. Stop. People like you, Amos, Igal, in this fucking up. Don't tell us what to do from another country. Don't think that you know the best because you are sitting there in another country, safe. Maybe someone is telling you, ugly Jew or something like that. Or you're feeling that the crowd is looking at you different now because the real face of them are disguised. The mask is off. Don't tell us what is right or wrong. Come live here. Come live here. Try to live here. Face the consequences of living here among all of these problems that we have in this country. Face reality and then come and speak what this government should do or not. As long as you don't live here, don't tell us which government should be here or not. Because it's not your country. You live in another country. Vote for Biden. Probably vote for Biden or Kamala in the last election. Because this is what you are representing. The same shit.
Slowly, I have to say, it's hard to hear what you're saying, but I have to tell you, my father made Aliyah. He came back to this country and he said the same thing. He said, I am no longer there, and they deserve. The world needs to take a back seat and let Israel fulfill its understanding in what they do. And I think, and he said it's going to be hard for the rest of the Jews, but this is self-determination. So I appreciate what you just said.
Thank you. If you're there and you want this country to succeed, you don't tell which government to vote or not to vote or decide if it's democratic or not. Yeah? If you think you can replace the government, there are certain things in this democracy in Israel that you can do in order to change the government. If you don't succeed in a democracy way, wait for the next election and put your vote in the box and wait for the results. And let's see who will be the next prime minister. That's it. This is democracy.
And this is what they say, that you have offered self-determination. So it's important we're reminded. We're just worried.
Butterfly, buttercup, or whatever, and saying it's democracy. People should listen to the people. Yeah, it's democracy. People should listen to the people. And when they are demonstrating, the government will decide to listen or not to listen to the demonstrations. Until then, you cannot say that it's a dictatorship, it's a fascist, or whatever they say, or whatever Buttercup is claiming that the government is doing. And like I said, everybody's saying there was a deal or no deal. We know exactly what happened in that deal. Hamas wanted to stay with the arms and didn't say we go off with the arms and we put down the weapons. So that's it. The deal went down. Don't tweet us. Don't make us weak. Support us. Support what we are doing. It doesn't matter what the Prime Minister decided. I don't know. It's hard to say. He's deciding on life of people. And decided on my life. It was 50-50 if we will get out or not. Yeah? Yeah, and I'm blaming this Prime Minister also on 7th of October. But from there until today, I see that he's doing his best to make.
He's doing his best with the shit that he has to deal with.
To lead us. To lead us. This is his job, to lead us.
To correct the mistake that is did until 7th of October and allowed it to happen. Of course, I have bad things to say to him, and he has a responsibility, and most of the other people that claiming that they know the best, the ex-militaries, this, ex-that, that every day in the media speaking that they know the best, and lying that they were in the Nova trying to save me, but they were those kind of people. And, to listen to them, I don't know. But again, he has a responsibility. A lot of people has responsibility for 7th of October. All the 120 people in this government and in the coalition opposition has responsibility because they are there. They are the chosen ones to represent all of the people from all of the sides. Yeah, that's it. And the military and this and that. Everybody has responsibility. But to come and say it doesn't care of this, it doesn't care of that, and because of people are starving in Gaza to stop the war, not because of that, it's because of our people are still there. And if we will stop the war, Hamas will never give us all Gaza. 100%. Because what they are saying is they will give them, and then they will give some more. And then when they will decide that Gaza is recovered, Hamas decide that Gaza is recovered, they will speak about the last ones that will still have in their arms. So I don't know how much time that they can recover Gaza. So I don't want anyone to be there another 10 years like Gisto and other Bedouin guy that was released in the last days. People who don't see the picture, still again I would say we are not BB and we are not sitting on the chair to decide between people that are on the battlefield, hostages and everything, and to come with big words and say, oh, yeah, I know the best, I know which deal, I know what's that, who said yes, who said no, and why and why and why. And listen to the media. We don't know anything. Again, I would say where everybody has his own idea which deal is the best, but we don't know really what's going on in the table. So we will need to start thinking and saying and trying to support our cause as a human life beings, as Jewish human life beings in this country, because that's what they want to eliminate. And that's what's not in the mind of the people, that we cannot have Hamas here. And anything that they are still in power is not good. And I hope that it was saying that in 8th of October, I was hoping for myself that he want to conquer all of Gaza and he doesn't care if people will die on the hostages and I will die for this cause. From next 7 of October won't happen. Because if they will stay in power, it will be bad.
That's understandable.
Show me they promised to do it again and again.
So, every time, we're gonna do next 7 of October. We're gonna end this war and they thought it's gonna end quickly, and they're gonna do it quickly. But we have to reduce this power, because next 7 of October is not acceptable.
Shlomi, can I ask you? It's okay if you don't answer. What kept your hopes up? What kept you having hopes up?
Because there's no hope in the first couple of months, and then the set of mind said, okay, it's my time to die here for the cause that, because you said that the war is not stopping. And I told myself, if it's the time, and to the other two that was with me, and I know that if this is my time to die in Gaza, and the cause that next 7 of October won't happen. So this is what will happen. And then I decided to say, okay, every day that I'm alive, I'm getting closer for the release and getting closer home and saying thank God. And at the end, we know what happened. But I was ready to anything to be happy. Then you're releasing, and from the other side, you're saying thank you to God and the hope that you will wake up and everything will be okay, going away the day, everything will be okay. And you say thank you in the night, in the morning. And this is what we call hope. And that's what kept me really, let's say, to be sane, with the set of mind that if we need to die, we'll die. If not, then we need to go home. My time to go home will come. And it came. And that's it. Hope.
שלומי, אני אוהבת אותך כל הזמן, to all of those around you.
Thank you to them.
How are you now, Shlomi?
I cannot hear that people are shouting the propaganda of Hamas, that their people are starving there. But it makes me like, I don't know how to explain.
Infuriated, man.
It's not that we're angry now, I'm more like, it's like you're shooting arrows, small arrows, that every time it's.
Shlomi, I want you to meet my beautiful friend from synagogue. We prayed for you every day, and especially on Shabbos.
Specifically, this and that.
Yes.
The place.
We sang our favor for you, and I had your picture up behind my seat in synagogue. I told everybody in the synagogue it was the way. When you were free, I was dancing, jumping up and down like a maniac, dancing with my rabbi. Our hats flew off when we were dancing. as a matter of fact, Crystal, she's on this thing with me. She had a baby, and it's kind of a beautiful baby. Someday you'll meet her baby.
Oh, that's awesome.
We did. Nor has some folks, you inspire them to really get down. But then you're so grateful that you're home.
That's the very suggested game.
No, but Shlomi, I want to thank you for entering this kind of space. So I think it's very important that we continue your specific first instruments.
I agree. For the people that help me telling facts and things that for the ground, as we say, and still in the same set of mind to still solution with those people and things like that. And care for them and care what how they're living and how they're eating and all of this when they're taking themselves people from our families and take them as captivities and still care for them until they are not back. I don't care what's going on in Gaza. I said that and I will say it again. Bring my people back. And then the suffer will end. That's it. They started the war, they celebrated, thought that it will end fast and they will do another 7th of October. And now when they are facing the consequences of not releasing the hostages, of doing most outrageous things, making psychologists way of the pictures and the films that they are putting out to the media of those hostages. We saw how our friends look like. Yeah. And I know them personally, and to see those pictures, to come and see one of my people, my Jewish people say, I care about the starving people of Gaza, and not about the hostages, and not hear one sentence about the hostages, about how they are suffering, and presenting this way of tell Hamas, release everybody, lay their weapons down, and release everybody, and this is the way the war will end. They're coming to them and telling them, Hamas are bad people, but we can agree for a deal that they will stay there, and this and that. I'm not expecting next 7th of October, because it will happen. And I don't know how we can deal with the Judea Samaria, they are there also. So to say that we are safe, if we will talk and do deals with them or still give them power still and all of this, it's bullshit. They cannot stay in power from us. Period. So it's not to live my people care about Palestinians or whatever they do.
On this app because it saved me a lot of time from having to get burner accounts so I can do the recordings that I want to do. I don't know. To me, it's a great feature for $5 a month.
I did want to say something, but Shlomi, I want to put the cat on the table. He's the anyone who is slowly, I speak for a lot of people on this app. We are we will listen to you. We're making a pretense of what we think should happen. We have our opinions, but
Welcome to I bought a Himalayan salt block to see if I can cook a burger on it. After my last video making a steak, I realized that I didn't have it hot enough, so I just put it in the oven for an hour to get up to 500 degrees. And if I'm being completely honest, I don't fully trust this thing yet. For some reason, I feel like it's just gonna explode in my oven for some reason. So anyways, back to this burger. I just got everything cut at the right time for the block to come out of the oven, which means they're finally ready to cook. And I will say, right off the bat, these are cooking a lot better than the steak did, so I'm gonna season them up, put the buns down, and it's time to get started on the veggies. Here's a Himalayan salt block fun fact. Apparently, the mine was first discovered in the 4th century, but Alexander the Great's horses were found licking salty rock. And if that's not crazy enough, here's another one for you. Apparently, they're not even from the Himalayas. They're actually mined in Pakistan. So I guess you learn something new every day. Sorry, I got off talking. My patties, veggies, and bacon are finally done, so that means it's time to assemble this thing and see if it's any good. Now look, I have high hope for this one because I feel like you just can't have too much salt on a burger. And I'm telling you right now, if this turns out good, I might have to open a little restaurant called the Smash Block or something stupid. Okay, here's the truth. The burger was actually pretty solid. I would give it a 6.5 out of 10, but the zucchini were absolutely horrible. They were so salty. Well, cut two, I bought it.
My dad burned all his teeth. What?
What they're saying from one side is so good to Hamas and even for the Palestinian people, if they want to be to have a state or this and that, they need to change their ways of course. And I don't care that they will have. But I think they won't change their set of minds that we are here and acknowledge Jewish people in this land. There is no speaking of it in I'm not talking going a war that we have our people there as hostages. It's not reasonable to speak even about anything. Give them back and then we will start to speak. This is how I think. That's it.
It's valid. Don't shoot it valid.
You hear the wildest things. People wanted to make people that were held hostage.
This is what I'm giving it to say. Give them all back. So I was down, surrender. This war is going on. So this is what is going on until now. And doing all of this, somehow we managed to get out 201 hostages. That is not.
Before that, this is a thing. People hear your outrage right now just from the recent situations, but it's not even that. Like everyone knows the Craigslist articles and this and that, and we just kind of like, all right, he served his time, whatnot. I've recently been sent items that I'm like, oh yeah, okay, whatever, it's probably not true, I'm not gonna look at it, whatever. And then and people like, no, really, KK, this is happening, like he can't be trusted. He has a habitual pattern of unfortunately preying on people, charming them and using them. And I was like, well, I get that for his actual, the Craigslist thing that whatever that he's self-admitted and talked to, but it's just sad. It's just really just, I mean, I'm shaking because I just read this afternoon, and I read the entire thing. It's public information. It was the New York State Unified Court System. It's a .gov website and Nassau County, and it offers up all the decisions within the court system. And I never knew about this, and I'm just kind of like, I get it now. Why? And my spidey senses was right. Like, something's just not off. Something's off. So, in this court case, it shares that this woman met this person in 1999. And again, this is all shared on a public website. Anybody could see it. She met him at a in 1999 at a flea market where he was selling sports memorabilia part-time and while allegedly working at Bears and Stearns. For those that do not know, Bears and Stearns was an investment banking company, and they were part of the reason for the crash, the housing crash market in 2008. Then they were eventually sold off as JP Morgan and Chase. If you are projecting that you are working for Bears and Stearns, and it was expressed to this poor woman that he was working at Bears and Stearns in the area of international currency. This is an investment banking firm, okay? So this lady that met him in 1999, and then in March of 2001, this lady asked him to be a co-trustee for a large check from a trust that was written to her from her family, and it was in the form of $200,000, and it was agreed upon, yes, $200,000, and it was agreed upon that he would take that check and deposit into a Dreyfus, and I guess Dreyfus is a bank, and that he would, in March of 2001, it was supposed to be a investment, and it was agreed that he would personally take the check to Dreyfus, I'm quoting now from the court document, and open an account to which the $200,000 would then be deposited. But what happened was that he put the $200K trust fund check made out to the Dreyfus family of funds, both she and he signed as co-trustees. And instead of opening a trust fund, he opened a personal account in his own name in which he deposited the $200,000 check. Again, this is all online. I'm shocked. So in the court case revealings, it does say that he embezzled the proceeds and depleted the entire deposit. In July of 2001, she discovered the funds were misappropriated and reported to the authorities. The months following, he was arrested, charged with grand larceny in the second degree. Upon later entering a plea of guilty and grand larceny in the third degree, he was sentenced to 5 years probation in order to pay $100,000 restitution. So if you think about it, she met him in 1999, and he did this in February 2001. And then he was, hold on a second, 2001, and then he was charged. He was charged July of 2009 within the New York State Unified Court System. This is all there. But I'm thinking okay, 2009, that's when the Craigslist Daily News New York Post articles came out. Literally that summer of 2009. So he was doing this type of stuff for a really long time. And within the actual court case, and if you actually read some of the other things, it's just eye-opening. There's a cyclical pattern of using projecting a kindness, in my opinion, a kindness to take advantage of anyone that he can. And I will say this, he went to jail for his, for his charges with sex trafficking and promotion to prostitution. There were allegations of rape, but he was not charged with that.
He was charged. He either got a plea deal, I'm guessing it was a plea.
Right, but there's not a actual conviction. So that's the definitive. But the allegation, there is the allegation, and it's, with that situation that he did serve time for, admittedly on this app, shared his story multiple times for the past several years during his identity as Kachikon. One of the women said that she claimed that was the case. And I thought, like, maybe this whole Craigslist thing was just like a long period of time. Like, how long was it? It was supposed to be an investment.
He was suspected of doing it to others.
Yeah. But I don't know how long he had been doing this, but the victims that came forward, it was the exact same two victims, was between June 8th and June 15th. And then they finally let them go. And I am worried that people are going to fall for that exact same type of being friendly with, and you're the best, and I'm so much smarter when you're in a room, and when the lions were at my door and they were trying to hunt me down, she was there for me, and I talked to him just yesterday, and he's such a good guy, and I'll always have his back like he has mine.
How does the Craigslist thing tie into
All this conversation is just used to manipulate, and in a dangerous capacity. And people say, like, okay, that's real life. This is the internet, whatever. But what if it can go offline? So that's just my caution. I will put it in the chat. It is public record. It was sent to me several times, like a couple of years ago. I really thought, like, it can't be as bad as this, right? Because everyone was freaking out about the whole Craigslist thing that he admitted to, and he has served his time with. Like, I want to repeat that again. And I don't believe in reconvicting the person, but what I really do worry about is that there's a pattern of behavior that could be potentially dangerous for people that engage with him on this app, right? And there's a history of it, starting back from 2001, right? So I don't have much time today. I'm going to go back down in the audience unless you have some quick questions for me. But
how does the Craigslist play into this?
Well, that was the initial thing.
Oh, so
yeah, that was. Go ahead.
He says he's a model agency or a scout, and so this is where it starts to get disturbing. Because he's going to tell you he's a changed man. Now you can look this up. Jason Breska. He did open up. So in 2016, of course, this is before Clubhouse. Nobody created this for him. He a talent, quote unquote, talent agency, and it said something along the lines of looking for models won't require sex work or some stupid shit. And it's just like, really, you're doing this shit again? And then about 2 months ago, he opened Next Level Content Creators Model and Concierge Service. I'm sorry, dude, but like, if anything, does this sound like a changed man to you? I mean, this guy is fucking sick, and we see him doing like the love bombing of everybody. And for you guys who don't know, like, I would let him in my spaces when I would do my big spaces like every day, like a few years ago, and
is racist hate speech
were telling me, even moms,
rooms.
like, dude, like, the guy, don't trust him. There were people that worked with actual content creators. They weren't scam artists like him, that were, including ones that were monetized on this app, and they were telling me, like, dude, don't trust it. And and then some of those content creators from bigger rooms, they were telling me what he used to going into the rooms of the mentally ill women on this app, befriending them. Eventually, they changed. They'd get their nude photos. He started threatening them. Then he ended up, sending them out to other people. Just really weird shit. And that was all verified because he sent those nude pictures out to the mods of the Million Man Marathon. They were like, what the fuck is this? Like, they thought it was egregious.
And what did he do? He deleted that account because he knew any message that he was passing for sexting, like the woman in Canada, she's a little loony toony, but anywho's, whatever, all that entire conversation chain would disappear. And he's the person who told me that. He's like, that account is gone. I'm never going to reactivate it again because they won't have any proof. And it's her word against my word, and there's that. So that's what happened in that situation.
And even when you guys took him in, I mean, what he did to Sig was pretty horrible. I guess Sig's forgiven him. That's fine. Well, so Sig had this business idea. It was going to be like masculinity. It's going to be like a coach, masculinity coach, like, offering guidance or stuff to men. And then Jay verbatim stole that idea. And he had this website service called masculinitymindset.com. Completely fucking stole his idea out from under him. And this was, this happened after that whole fiasco where he was outed on the Million Marathon stage and basically like shunned. That's when he kind of like came to my stage. I ended up going onto their stages later, and then it was basically I saw his attitude with me. Everybody was saying, dude, like, look, he comes off as charming, but dude, that guy is a fucking snake. And then once he was like ripping off the Jewish population or the Jewish users on this app, saying, basically being gung-ho Israel, then he all of a sudden became a quote-unquote Jew. He's not Jewish.
Pepe, that's how a natural pimp, aka sex trafficker, actually move nowadays, as they call them.
Yeah,
it's mind manipulation.
He's a very manipulative person, but then once he did it, there were several. First of all, I saw how the personality changed once he got a mod. Once I saw how he moderated, it was like, this is just about like his ego, and it's about exerting control, having a sense of power. Like, it was really weird. It's like I'm somebody who would, like, I mostly go into other people's rooms now, and I don't like everybody knows who's in the rooms with me. You guys know I don't ask for a mod badge. I don't really. Doesn't make me feel powerful. At the end of the day, it's like, how much of a fucking loser do you have to be in real life? It's either, I can understand if you like make rooms and nobody cared to come in on, especially the height of the house. Like, yeah, I'd probably be like, yeah, that sucks, but it wouldn't be because I wanted to control the people on my fucking stage. That's stupid. But then he started. So first he lied and claimed to be a Jew. Then there were two users from Clubhouse that were affected on October 7th, the Nova Music Festival, that people actually know in real life. They actually met on Clubhouse, and that's Shlomi and Jake. Jake was killed by Hamas on October 7th at the music festival. Both of them are working in security. Then Shlomi, he ended up getting kidnapped, taken into Gaza, and there was actually a raid that was all over international news where his face is in it. They end up, I guess their special forces ended up going into this very busy, crowded neighborhood in the middle of Gaza, and the commandos had to shoot their way in and out to rescue them. And you saw his face and everything. So he got rescued. But people didn't know if he was dead or alive yet. I mean, there were a lot of unanswered questions. And
so wait a minute, Pepe.
Well, hold on a second. No, he's a fake Jew. He's not a real Jew. He just suddenly claims to be a Jew when it's, I don't know, it was to grift off the Jewish users on this app. But he was claiming that he was friends with those two. He doesn't even know them. He was actually claiming to be friends with them. Like, what kind of person does that? Like, this guy is fucking sick. And then, just seeing the love bombing that he does on his stages to all of these new people. I see Nye in here. Nye may think she has him figured out, but Nye, you don't understand it. Those people that you see all those people that he's on stage with, they're new to him. They don't know, like, the people that are, he's never been able to have, like, people he's been close to for a long time on this app. He ends up running afoul with all of them. Like, he's not a normal fucking person. But he is going to have his little army or tribe of people that he thinks he can control or that will be loyal, and so he can do his thing. That's all he's doing. And no, I don't want. I'm not going to give you any smoke. I'm not giving you any. But don't worry. I'm just somebody who's like, well, I'll give him a chance, and it was me who brought smoke to him the first time because he was bullying somebody on a stage a couple of years ago, and I called him out on it. I mean, this guy has like a long history of being a fucking predator and a thief and a liar.
So wait a minute. You say he used to be in the America. Is he on Chatter?
Yeah, I guess he is on Chatter. He ended up weaseling his way back on there, but he got exposed with his old name on Millionaire Marathon like 3 years ago because he was getting accused of women of, he was asking for their nudes, I guess, like harassing them, and then there was for whatever reason, this moron thought it would be smart to send out the nude photos or videos or whatever to the mod team of Million Marathon.
Oh, that's how they found out?
Yeah. And they were just like, are you okay? What the fucking God's green earth makes you think that is fucking appropriate? We don't want you, like, sending us fucking, is this revenge porn? Like, what the fuck is this? Why are you doing this to us? Don't get us involved in your fucking shit. And, that's that. He was exposed as a creep, so he deletes his fucking account. Then all the messages disappear that he was sending all these women. And then even this most recent example, I posted a picture of Roger that was public. He came on here with his original fucking name, okay, at first. The people from season 1 all know his real name. People told me about a video. I've known about it for a while. And it was a video he did, a podcast with another well-known Clubhouse user that so happened to also be a libertarian. So I screenshot a picture of him, cross his name out, and I put up his picture. And I go on Roger's stage. I say nothing in his room. Roger notices my PTR. He obviously kicked me out the room. That's fine. It was expected. I wake up the next day. And this motherfucker is saying, I'm hearing him saying things like, oh, this piece of shit, she's doxing people, social security numbers, family members. Dude, no. I literally did not say his name, did not say his address, did not say anything about his family. I don't know where he works. Said nothing about him. About any personal identifying information. I posted shit that was public. And you saw, like, the other day, the season 1 Clubhousers came up on the stage and said, yeah, dude, it's not doxing. Like, it's common knowledge to us. But anyways, so I'm in this room. I'm hearing this shit. And then he's telling other people, he's a mentally unhinged person. You cannot go into his rooms. Because he's going to, it's all funny until he turns on you. I asked him, show me one fucking example. One example. One recording, I'll give you $1,000. I gave that challenge to everybody. Of me doxing somebody on this app. Because I haven't done it. That, I would make rooms where I'm somewhat comedic, but I'm very insulting. I talk about controversial shit. The whole thing with, like, personal drama and going back and forth with people is not something I like to do. Now, Jay, I think he's just a rat piece of shit. He's had this cycle throughout his fucking life, and especially here on this app. And, you know, if he's going to make his little content, hinting at like, oh, who's the most, and, you know, he's saying amazing, like when he makes his smart little remarks in his rooms and shit, we know he's talking about me. All right, fine. I'm just going to address it directly to you. Because I know he's listening, and that's fine. But at the end of the day, what is Jay, what is your fucking goal here? Is it to make a narrative because it will get some people into your fucking room so you can look like the hero that's trying to save everybody from fucking doxing a doxer? From a bad guy? Is it to get people not to go in my rooms? Kind of like how you squeezed out Roger and Bren from the fucking Healthy Debates Club. Which, by the way, they ran. I actually like Bren, despite me fucking. You know, I think Roger's kind of an asshole. You know, I don't dislike Roger, and like I said before, I think he's a good moderator. You're a fucking shit moderator. You just love bomb people on your stage constantly and give your shitty fucking takes, you know, after everybody else talks. Because you don't know how to be a fucking moderator and let a conversation flow. But, you know, your brain is not normal, obviously. That's why you've been fucking homeless in prison. You don't have close friendships because you end up fucking everybody over. I mean, you're a fucking piece of shit.